The Spirit of the Walled Village. But before I start the story, please click the subscribe button and welcome back to Brainfeed for You channel. Chapter 1. The Letter. In the spring of 1876, a letter arrived at the home of Wei Lin, a young schoolteacher living in the bustling port town of Guangzhou. The parchment was aged, the ink smudged and hurried. It bore no return address, only a red wax seal bearing the sigil of his family's ancestral village, Langwei. Wei hadn't set foot in Langwei since he was a child. He remembered only flashes: towering stone walls, the scent of pine in the air, his grandmother's soft voice telling him bedtime stories that always ended in hushed warnings. But now, with the passing of his father and the closing of his school, Wei found himself drawn back. The letter had said only, "Return before the 7th moon, or the spirits will choose another." Driven by equal parts curiosity and dread, Wei boarded a riverboat the next morning. As the cityscape faded behind him, the air grew thick with fog and silence. By the time he reached the winding path to Langwei, the sun had dipped below the mountains. Chapter 2. The Village Gate. The walls of Langwei were just as he remembered: massive, moss-covered and foreboding. A lone gate stood ajar, creaking softly in the wind. No one came to greet him. The streets were empty, yet lanterns burned in the windows. It was as if the village was holding its breath. Inside his family's abandoned home, dust covered everything. But on the altar in the corner, fresh incense burned. Wei's unease grew. That night he heard soft footsteps pacing outside his room, though he saw no one when he looked. He tried to convince himself it was the wind, until the whispers began. Chapter 3. The Forbidden Temple. Wei explored the village over the next few days. The locals were silent, their eyes hollow as if under a spell. He met Elder May, the oldest living villager, who seemed to be expecting him. She spoke cryptically. "The spirit remembers you, child. It's waited long." She warned him never to go beyond the eastern ridge, where an old temple lay in ruin. Naturally, Wei's curiosity got the better of him. At dusk, he followed the overgrown path past the ridge and found the crumbled temple gate, half swallowed by the forest. Inside, the air was cold and heavy. Symbols lined the walls, symbols he recognized from the bedtime stories. At the altar, a name was etched in stone: Wei Lin. Chapter 4. The Spirit's Bargain. Wei fled the temple, breathless and pale. That night, the spirit came to him. A woman robed in mist, with eyes that gleamed like moonlight on water. Her voice was both melodic and menacing. "You are of Langwei," she said. "You were promised to me." She told him the truth. Each generation, the village offered a soul to her, the guardian spirit, in exchange for peace. Wei's name had been drawn at birth. His parents fled with him, breaking the pact. Now, the curse had returned. Wei was given a choice: stay and become the spirit's ward, or leave and condemn the village to rot. Chapter 5. The Choice. He wandered the village, watching its people move like phantoms. He remembered the laughter of his cousins, the warmth of the old days. But all that was gone. Only shadows remained. In the end, Wei returned to the temple. He kneeled before the altar and whispered, "I accept." The fog rolled in thicker than ever. The spirit embraced him, and as her veil touched his skin, his eyes turned silver. Chapter 6. The New Guardian. Langwei was never visited again. Travelers who passed by its walls said they heard music at night and saw lanterns dancing through the mist. But no one who entered ever returned. And sometimes, when the moon is full, a figure can be seen walking the ridge, watching, waiting. The new guardian of the walled village. Wei Lin.